Hi there, John Call, speaking to you from 123, a room where I've spent a lot more time than I would have liked in the last week, waiting for the supplemental conference committee to meet and resolve differences between the House and the Senate. Word has it that that's going to be taken care of tonight. They're very close. They resolved or are very close on all the targets. Interestingly, K-12 is probably the last target that they're having a little difficulty concluding, but I think they're intent on getting done tonight. It's another gray day. The process it's a good match for the process. In the last week, it's just kind of drifted. I think the legislature lost its momentum when they went on a break for 11 days. A 5-day break they can recover from, but when people go away for 11 days, they come back and they have to start from almost square one, and I think that's part of the problem. Another curious thing that's going on is that there's kind of an unusual amount of quibbling going on between a Democratic governor and a Democratic legislature. The governor's telling the legislature that they're spending too much money, even though they're only $30 million over his target in a $40 billion biennial budget. That's not chump change, but it's not the kind of difference in spending you would think would elicit such a reaction. The other thing they're disagreeing about, and this is in the bonding bill, is sprinklers. The Senate bill has a provision in it that would prohibit the people who produce the state building code from ever requiring sprinklers in new homes. The governor is adamantly opposed to that and is threatening vetoing the bill. We'll have to see how that gets worked out. Incidentally, Rochester has a big stake in the bonding bill in that there's $35 million for your civic center. So hopefully that these differences between the House and the Senate and the governor will get worked out very quickly. There are 6 days left, so they don't have a lot of time to play around with this. I had the complication right now, in addition to the sprinklers, is that the legislature, the Democrats cannot pass a bonding bill, as I'm sure you know. They need 3/5. In the Senate, they have that, but in the House, they as yet do not have that. And I had lunch with 3 Republican reps today. And if there's a deal to get Republican votes for that bonding bill, it has not filtered down to the 3 Republican representatives I had lunch with. So one other thing I was going to mention before I conclude is on the insurance issue, self-insureds. I think the outcome of the conference committee was at least better than I expected. First of all, if you're self-insured on the date of enactment, which Rochester is, you do not have to, when you do a bid, go out for the PEEP, or the Public Employee Insurance Program. That was a bone of contention. There's still a requirement for a minimum of 3 bids, and third-party administrators are qualified. And here's where I think we got a break that should work for us. You do not have to go out for a bid at least for 2 years, and you can not go out for a bid for up to 5 years if the employees, and it would be the bargaining unit, is agreeable to that. It's my understanding that Rochester goes through the Mayo Clinic and people are reasonably happy with the service they're getting, so I think this could work out pretty well for the district. So that's what we know today. I'm going to yield to Peg to give you some details on the what's going on with the K-12 bills, especially the policy bill. So thank you. We'll talk soon.
Peg Larson here. One of the first bills I'm going to talk about today is the Safe and Supportive School Bill. That passed conference committee, and there were some major changes to it from the way it began. It was very, very restrictive. Now it's just very restrictive. It defines bullying as intimidation, threatening, abusive, or harmful conduct. It also defines cyberbullying as bullying using technology. School districts with parents and community organizers have to work together to adopt a policy with the school district where as much as possible that you can get all of those people involved. You have to train all your staff, your volunteers, new teachers, everybody as to what your safe and supportive school or bullying policy is. You have to name someone to be your primary person to report to, and that person will filter the information to the appropriate people. Once a report is made, you have 3 days to react to it. It can be made anonymously, and that is probably one of the biggest questions people had. If I say you bullied me and I get you into trouble, it could be that I'm the bully. So I think they're going to have to see how that works out. A school board is encouraged to adopt a parent and family involvement policy. And there is a school safety technical assistance council is established, and a school safety technical assistance center is developed. Now all of this takes place effective July 1st, 2014, so it's right away. The other bill I was going to talk to you about was the Omnibus Education Policy Bill. One of the things with the policy bill, it went through conference committee. Anything that was an appropriation in their bill or needed an appropriation was stripped out. The House Conference Committee, or the House passed the conference committee report. However, it stuck in the Senate. Some politics are being played here, and quite a few people, superintendents mainly, have said that they don't want the PSEO advertising to be in the bill. And it wasn't supposed to be in the bill, but somebody requested it, and it was put in the bill. The Education Policy Bill deals mainly with English language learners, starting in early childhood and Head Start, involving parents, developing programs to involve parents, to make sure that the parents of English language learners understand what the child is expected to do and what the expectations are for learning. Things need to be culturally relative in the learning process for the parents and the student, and they need to monitor the progress of the student very closely, and as I said, work with the parents. And the bill is just about everything is about English language learners. They do have language for the teacher exam and for other staff. They also included in the bill Representative Norton's bill that allows certificates to be given for foreign languages if you are proficient. They use a level 3 as defined by the United States Foreign Service Institute as their guideline. At first they had a level 5, but fortunately Chair Davney's brother actually is in the Foreign Service, and he said 5 would be something that you were almost born with that language. So they did take it down to a level 3, which is basic understanding and being able to communicate. And hopefully that will go through, because there are quite a few students who say have Spanish as their home language and then learn English, but they're proficient in both. So hopefully that will go through. School districts must establish a site team that addresses cultural competencies, including culture awareness and cross-culture communication. They're going to have regional centers that must address academic English proficiency, and they also address in the bill the proficiency of reading by 3rd grade. And it's interesting because I just talked to Senator Jen Olson, who is retired at this point, and this was her baby, and she asked me if it was in the bill, and she was very pleased to learn that her legacy will live on, that you need to be able to read by 3rd grade, and if not, you need to intervene and work with that student to make sure that they have that ability before they get out of 3rd grade. So hopefully that will pass too. They're developing a Principal Leadership Academy at Minnesota State Mankato for principals to attend, and they have all of the requirements and competency requirements in the bill. It goes on for quite a while. So we'll wait and see, and we will keep you informed. I hope you have a great week. I know we will be.